ago.
Hey guys, it's Retrohead here, welcome back to another video. So I'm really looking forward to showing this video because I've got lots of stuff to show you today. But just before I get started, I want to say that it is 3 years of my channel tomorrow. So basically, the day this uploads will be a Friday. Tomorrow, Saturday, will be the 3-year anniversary of the channel. And I cannot believe that the channel's already been going for 3 years. And I literally cannot believe where it's gone. I never thought I'd reach 100 subscribers, let alone 2,600 and something, whatever I'm on now. So to all of you who have been watching, liking, subscribing, I really do appreciate it. And to anyone who's watching this video and not subscribed and does like this sort of content, please do consider subscribing to the channel because I'm really hoping to grow it from here. So in this video, I thought I'd look back on the last sort of year of videos on the channel and find out what sort of like my favourite moments were. So whether that was like one of my favourite buys that I did buying loads of retro games or one of my favourite places I went to on holiday and make it into one massive video. But first of all, check out these very cringy channel clips over the last few years.
Okie dokie, ho ho. Let's go.
It's Retrohead here and welcome back to another video. Hey guys, it's Retrohead here and welcome back to another video. Hey guys, Retrohead here and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to Norwich Vintage and Modern Toy Fair and I'm really looking forward to showing you what I bought because I've got some really good stuff. But without further ado...
Let's go.
Oh, thank you, Mario. That was the cheesiest thing I've ever done. Hey guys, it's Retrohead here and welcome back to another video.
Let's go.
Hey guys, it's Retrohead here and welcome back to another video.
Let's go. Ho ho ho.
Hey guys, it's Retrohead here, welcome back to another video.
Let's go.
Hey guys, it's Retrohead here, welcome back to another video.
Let's go.
Hey guys, it's Retrohead here, welcome back to another video.
Let's go.
Hey guys, it's Retrohead here, welcome back to another video. Today, as you can see, is a bit of a different video because I'm in a completely different spot, and that is because I'm in a completely different place. Now, at the time of recording, I'm actually on holiday.
Let's go.
Hey guys, it's Retrohead here, welcome back to another video. So the first one I'm going to show you is about a year ago, and that is one of my best garage sale finds of all time. Hey guys, it's Retrohead here, welcome back to another video. Today I have a video that I'm really looking forward to showing you, as I've had one of my craziest garage sale finds I've ever had. I've bought over 55 games in a really nice box console for a really cheap price. But now let me get started on showing you this bundle, as there is a lot of stuff to show you here. So I got to this store and they had all these boxes of games out on the floor, and I could tell there was some really good stuff there, and they'd only just put the boxes down. And then I was looking through at the consoles and stuff, and the consoles looked a little bit bad, to be honest. There was just one console that I was interested in the box. But I really liked the look of a lot of the games that they had. I asked how much the games were, and they said 50p each, which is absolutely crazy. So I'm going to put a little bit of footage in now of what I managed to get with some footage, because if I wasn't quick, I definitely would have missed out. So footage was not my main priority, but I did manage to get just a little bit. So here I have a little bit of footage of the find. As you can see, not too much footage, but you can see some of the games that I picked up here. But this isn't even near all of them, because I picked out so many more games out of these boxes. That one at the back there was still shut. I hadn't even opened that one at this point, but yeah, some very good stuff in these boxes. But now let's head back and check them out. So yeah, as you can see, absolutely crazy. And like I said, 55 games, about 55 to 60 games to show you. And also a really nice box console, which judging by the footage, you'll probably know what it is. And I paid only £70 for everything, which is absolutely crazy. And the value here is absolutely insane. But if you enjoy this sort of content, then please leave a like and please subscribe to my channel Retrohead. But without further ado, let me start showing you these games. So as you can see by the footage, it was mainly older stuff, PS2 and sort of PS1 sort of stuff. But there was actually quite a few modern games in there as well. I prefer the older stuff, but I'm not going to complain finding new games. But all of these games here you see are actually empty cases, but they just threw these in for free, and there's some really good cases here. So the first one is Minecraft from the Xbox 360. You can never have enough Minecraft copies of Minecraft. They trade in for quite a good amount. But as you can see, sadly these were not in there because these are all Switch cases. There was actually one Switch game that was in there that I'll show you in a bit, and I actually got a Switch game for 50p, which is insane. And also, strangely enough, one PS5 game, which I'll also show you in a bit as well. But it's mainly PS2, PS1, PS3 as well. Also Xbox, Xbox 360, and also some complete in-box Master System and Mega Drive games, and also some loose Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games. So as I said, absolutely crazy bundle. But these are some Switch cases as I have here, as I said. So we have Animal Crossing, what's this one called? New Horizons, that's it. Really good game that is. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, again, would have been amazing if these were in there, but can't complain about having some free cases. Pokemon Sword, another nice case to have. A really good game this is, I loved this when I played it. Rayman Legends, this is the definitive edition. No idea what makes it actually definitive, not really sure. And also Little Friends, Dogs and Cats. As I said, none of these are actually in there, these are all empty cases. But these are some really nice cases to have in the collection, because I'm hoping to be able to find some loose copies of these games and complete them on the cheap. So I'm just going to have to get started on the first stack, as you can see here. I'm not going to go in any particular order. This is all PS2 stuff, but there is more PS2 stuff coming up as we go along. Not sure what I'm going to do with these games yet. When I'm filming this, I've only found them quite recently, so we're not really sure on a lot of the values. If there's any with a particular value, I'll stick a CEX screenshot up, but I'm going to go quite quickly through these, because as I said, there's a lot of games to show you, and also the console. So we have GTA San Andreas, one of my favourite GTAs after Vice City, because I do absolutely love Vice City. Next up we have Crash Bandicoot The Wrath of Cortex. Pretty cool game there, good game, I played it on the GameCube and also the PS2. Need for Speed Underground 2, this is actually a £15 game, which I didn't sort of realise it was that expensive, so that was a really good one to find. Star Wars Jedi Starfighter, I've heard really bad things about this game, no idea if it's any good or not, I've never actually played it myself. I love this next game. Bit of a Crazy Taxi rip-off, but still great. Simpsons Road Rage. I think this might be like a £7-8 game now. I'm not sure. I know it's got a little bit of value. Final Fantasy 12 on the PS2. Great game. I've already got that one in the collection, but still a good one. And the best thing about these PS2 games is, well, I'd never go out of my way and spend like £8 on Simpsons Road Rage if I've already got it on the GameCube. But for 50p, I'll definitely have it. X-Men 2 Wolverine's Revenge. Played that on the GameCube and it's a pretty solid game. No one really talks about the X-Men games, but I think they're quite good personally. The Urbz Sims in the City. I forgot to say, some of the games that I picked out and actually bought for 50p each are not great games. There's a few that are absolutely worthless, but the trouble is I had to go so fast because there were so many people who desperately wanted to buy these games. And also in the last one, this stack is Mercenaries on the PS2. Never actually played this one. But some really good titles there for only 50p each. But believe me, these are not the best games in the bundle. So I'll change up a little bit now, leave the rest of the PS2 stuff and do some PS3 games you can see here. And there are some great titles here, some really nice ones. I do have quite a good plan for some of these games. I'm not going to be adding any of these to the collection because I don't collect for the PS3 anymore. But I have got a plan for these games. And this isn't the last of these games that you're going to see on the channel, because in the future these games will definitely be back on the channel, because I've got quite a good idea to use these for something, a particular project, but there's some great games here. So we have Transformers Dark of the Moon. Now I know some of the PS3 Transformer games got quite good value. I think this one might be like a £7-8 game. Again, 50p is brilliant. Lego Marvel Superheroes. Homefront on the PS3. I don't think that one's worth anything, but I've heard it's quite a good game, so I thought 50p I'll pick it up. This one, when I was collecting for the PS3, I was looking for absolute years, but not been able to find a good copy. But now I've found one, now I've stopped collecting, and that was Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit. I've heard really good things about the Dragon Ball games on PS3. I am tempted to keep this one, but I don't collect for PS3, and I know if I keep this, I'm going to end up keeping like loads more PS3 stuff and be back where I started with a huge PS3 collection, so I'm not going to be keeping it in the collection. But I am keeping it for now because, again, you will be seeing these games again. So we have Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock, one of the best Guitar Hero games in my opinion. Then we have the Lego Movie video game here. Next up, Rayman Origins on the PS3 Essentials label. I know people are going mad for these PS3 Essentials games at the minute. Yeah, never played Rayman Origins. I've played Rayman Legends, but never Origins. Then we have Lego Batman the video game here. Again, not particularly worth anything, but still a cool game. But look at that stack of games there for only 50p each. It's absolutely brilliant. So now I'm going to show you some of the retro stuff, as we can see here. Some really cool games in this stack here. The first one isn't the best game in the world, just one of the games that I had to pick up because it was just such a mad rush, but that is Brain Training on the DS. Literally worth about 20p, but I picked it up. It was just crazy, so I had to. But the next game, this is pretty cool to find, an original Game Boy game for 50p, and that is Dr. Mario. Worth surprisingly little, but a game that I absolutely love. Really good little puzzle game that is. Now this label is very damaged, but I have tested the game and it does actually work, and that is a loose Mega Drive game, and that is Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Absolutely brilliant game is Sonic 3, really enjoyed that one. Again, label is pretty damaged, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but for 50p, knew I had to pick it up. Now here we have the Mega Drive and Master System games. Nothing crazy here, but to pick up box Sega games for 50p each is just brilliant. So the first one is Mega Games 1. Okay, as I said, these aren't crazy titles, but they're just so nice to pick up so cheap. Then we have Sonic the Hedgehog on the Mega Drive, a pretty common one obviously. But I just wanted to show you inside this one. The manual's not in the best condition, but to pick up such a great iconic game for 50p, complete in box, it's just absolutely brilliant. Then a couple of Master System games. We have Sonic the Hedgehog 2 there, a really, really good game on the Master System, really enjoyed playing that one. And finally, again, I've never played on the Master System, and that is Populous. But it does look pretty cool. I have played it on the PS1, and it's pretty good, so I can imagine it's going to be good on the Master System. But this one is complete in box as well. So as I said, not crazy titles, but proper retro for that cheap is really good to see. A few more cartridge bits here. So I have a PS2 memory card, which was actually just inside one of the games where you can store them in the top of the PS2 case. So that was pretty good to find. I'm going to keep that because you can never have enough memory cards. Next up is Driver 2 on the Game Boy Advance. I do not have this one in the collection. I've since played it on the DS Lite, and it's a really good game. So that one is definitely going to be added to the collection. I'm really pleased with that one. Next up is one that I already have in the collection, but is a great game, and that is Simpsons Road Rage on the Game Boy Advance. Again, mainly played on the GameCube for me, but I've played it on the GBA, and it's really good on the GBA. Obviously pretty simple, but a really good little game. And finally, and this was the only game for this console that I found, but I was pretty pleased to find it, and that is an Atari 2600 game of Riddle of the Sphinx. Now, I know absolutely nothing about Atari. All I know is it needs a very good clean, but not worth overly much. I checked out on eBay, but I'm going to be adding that to the collection because I thought it was pretty cool. So I actually only picked up a few Xbox 360 games, as you can see here, and this game's also the PS5 game that I pulled out of there. No idea whether there was a PS5 game in there, but there's also one Switch game that was in there as well, which I'll show you in a bit. Not a great title, but still a Switch game for 50p. But these three are quite good titles, I think. I think these are pretty good. And again, I'm really excited to show you this PS5 game, so I'll show you that one first. Spider-Man Miles Morales. At a garage sale, in a box, literally just thrown in there for 50p. It's all in there. The disc is in pretty good condition as well. I've got to say, to be fair, all of these discs are in pretty good condition. Some of them are lightly scratched, but considering they were on the floor on someone's grass at a garage sale, these discs are in pretty good condition. And I think this is a £15 game as well, so a really good one to find. The first 360 game isn't that great, but the other two are pretty good. So I have Time Shift on the 360. This game, for some reason, just really intrigued me. I've never played it, and I don't collect for 360. But I am just going to give this one a quick go, just because it sort of intrigued me. Thought for 50p I might as well. The next game is Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. I think this game is worth about a £5, so a pretty good one to see. And this next game I thought was cool, because you see this game all the time, but this is the Game of the Year edition. And that is Fable 2 on the Xbox 360. Now, when I used to collect for 360 quite a lot, I actually did play Fable 2, and it was a really good game. So I thought the Game of the Year edition is going to be pretty cool. I'm not going to add it to my collection, because again, if I keep one 360 game, I will end up with a huge 360 collection again, and I haven't got the space to do that. But it is in really good condition and complete in box, and this game will be going to the side with a lot of these other ones for my future project, and you will be seeing these games on the channel again in the future. So let's get back to some more PS2 stuff. As you can see here, some pretty good titles in here as well. This top one is quite cool, and I really do like the artwork on the front of this, and that is GTA Vice City. But this came out of like the double pack, so it's got this quite nice artwork on the front. Now I do already have this one, but I thought 50p, I'm still going to pick it up. This next one, this was a £10 game in ZX, which I was quite surprised about. 50 Cent Bulletproof. Never played a 50 Cent game. Doesn't really intrigue me, to be honest. It's not really my sort of thing. I might give it a go at some point. This next game is one that I do have, and it's a great game, and that is Gran Turismo 3. Great game there, really good racing game. Then I also have Hitman 2 on the Platinum range, and also Hitman Blood Money there. Pretty good games, the Hitman games. Played them on the GameCube. This next game was one that I was really happy to see, and that is The Simpsons Hit and Run. And I will show you the condition of this one. This is on the Platinum range, as you can see, but it does have the manual, and the disc is really, really clean, which is good to see. Now, Simpsons Hit and Run is such a good game on the GameCube. I played it, and I probably am going to keep the PS2 version as well, just because it's such a good one. But I was also pleased to see this in the bundle, because I have another copy of Need for Speed 2 on the PS2. Now, I don't think this one has the manual, so I might trade this one in and keep the complete one to the side. Yeah, this one isn't complete, but the disc is in good condition. And then SmackDown vs. Raw on the PS2. Not really into wrestling, but I'll probably give it a quick go at some point. Again, a lot of these games I would never go out and spend like a fiver on or whatever they are, but it's just good to play them for only 50p each. And again, I don't think this one has the manual. No, this one isn't complete, but it's Judge Dredd on the PS2. And I have it on the GameCube and it's a great game. Next up, and a few random games here. So I got Grand Theft Auto on the PS1. This isn't the American version, it's literally just the disc and the manual for it in the CD case. But I thought to be able to play the original GTA for 50p, I've got to pick it up. The next game is on the original DS, and this is a game that I've played a lot, and that is Toy Story 3. Really good game for only 50p. And finally, the Switch game, again, it's not a crazy title, but it was the only one that was actually in there, and that is Just Dance 2020. Now, it's really cool to see a Switch game at a garage sale that's, affordable and that. You can see no insert or anything, but the cartridge is in there. And I think this is like a £10 game, something like that. Not crazy, but a Switch game for 50p is pretty cool to find. So as I said, a lot of these games are in good condition, and this is the stack here where the discs are just a little bit scratched. Not too bad, but ones that I wouldn't want to add to my own collection, and I'm probably going to get resurfaced if I want to, keep them in my collection. So we have Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on the PS1. Not a crazy title, it's actually been recased, because you see, it's got a big crack in the case, but I used this good case on a game that I'm keeping in the collection, which I'll show you at the end, a PS1 game that I've wanted for a long time. Next up, Action Bass on the PS1. Never played a fishing game. I don't think I've ever played a fishing game anyway. John Woo presents Stranglehold on the 360. This is in really bad condition. As you see, it's all peeling at the back there. Next up, in a steelbook. It's a little bit rusty, but it's still a steelbook of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and this is the 360 version. Pretty cool to see a steelbook there. The next game is also not in the best condition, and that is The Last Remnant. A really cool RPG. I did used to have this in my 360 collection. Really good little game. Next up, and this is a really random game, Rugby 2004. Age of Empires 2. Again, these are just lightly scratched, nothing particular. Then we have Pirates of the Caribbean on Black Label. And then also Pirates of the Caribbean on Platinum. Next up, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory on the PS2. I think I have this game on the Game Boy Advance. Pretty good little game, actually. It looks terrible, but it's actually quite fun. And finally, in this stack, Snowboard Racer 2. And the final stack of games, as you can see here, are all games that I'm definitely keeping in my collection that don't need cleaning up or anything. They're all in really good condition, ready to keep. And the top one is a PS1 game, then a 3DS, 360, and all PS2 stuff. Now, I know I said I don't collect for 360, and that's not strictly true. The only Xbox 360 stuff I do collect is sort of like the stuff that has something a bit extra, like an outer sleeve or a bigger box or a bonus disc or something like that. Just so I can have a few 360 games, but not like have loads because I haven't got the room to do it. But this game is TNA Impact on the 360. Quite a common game normally, but inside it has a really nice poster on the left here. As you can see, I've folded it out, it's quite nice, it's in good nick as well. And here we have the game disc here, as you can see, but inside it also has a bonus DVD. Now, I'm not really sure what it's about. I guess it's maybe the making of the game or about the wrestling at the time. I know nothing about wrestling, I'm not into it at all, but I just thought that this was a pretty cool little bonus copy of the game to have. And it's not really worth anything either, so I am going to keep this in the collection because I thought it was quite cool. The 3DS game that I'm keeping is nothing crazy, and that is FIFA 13, but it was the only 3DS game that I actually found at the garage sale. Pretty cool to see a 3DS game, don't see them overly often, so I was quite pleased with that. But the next PS2 games, and there's some pretty good titles here, and these are all in really good condition. So we have Time Crisis 3, really good little game. I've played this around someone's house, but never had my own copy of it. And inside, as you can see, it's in really good condition, complete with a manual. And I think this is like at least a £5 game, so a really good one to find nice and cheap. Next up, Ace Combat Squadron Leader. Really cool little game this is. I've never played this on the PS2. I've played Ace Combat on the PS1, but I've searched up some footage and it looks like a really cool little game. Next up is a game that I have played, and I thought I had this in the collection, but I don't. And that is Dynasty Warriors 4. But I do feel like I've played this somewhere, so whether I've played someone else's copy or... I'm not really sure. I swear I've played it, but I can't find it in my collection, so at least for now I am keeping it in my collection. Next up is a game that I've never played, but I'm definitely going to get round to playing this one, and that is Devil May Cry. I've heard really good things about the series, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. Again, if you know anything about these games I'm keeping, let me know. what one should I play first and stuff. Rayman M on the PS2, a game that I really should have had before, but finally have in the collection now. Nice to find it for 50p as well. Next up, Crashed on the PS2. Just another crazy looking car game, and I love my car games, so that was a no-brainer to keep. Then we have Jumper Griffin's Story. I know absolutely nothing about that, but I like the cover art on it. And finally, a game that I can't believe I didn't have in my PS2 collection, Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. I have it on the GameCube, but don't have it on the PS2. So I'm going to keep that one as well. And the final game, before I show you the console, is a PS1 game I've wanted for a long time. And this doesn't have the manual, which is a shame. But it is a pretty cool game. And that is Grand Theft Auto London Mission Pack on the PS1. Now this is in a different case. I recased it with a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. As you can see by the Win 1 Million sticker there, which I will take off. But this case was really cracked. But it's actually in decent condition. Now the disc is really nice on it. The disc is in really good condition. As I said, no manual, but the actual artwork and inlay are in pretty nice condition. So it's really good to see. I've been after this for a long time, but you don't see it very often. Would I like to have it with a manual? Yes, but I think you're paying about £15 for a copy with the manual. So I'd much rather save £14.50 and not have a manual than pay 15 quid with the manual. And that is definitely my favourite game I'm keeping from this bundle. If you've played it, let me know what it's like in the comments. And the final thing from this bundle, and again, in with the £70, it was £70 for everything, and that is this Master System 2 complete in box with all of the inserts, all of the paperwork and everything like that, and in pretty good condition. Obviously the box isn't going to be in really good condition. There is a little bit of damage on the back, but the front of the box is really, really nice. Now they wanted £40 for this, and I just said yes straight away to this. I thought, I can't not buy this for 40 quid. Now, I collect for Nintendo, PlayStation, Neo Geo and Atari, and my dad collects exclusively for Sega, and I knew that he already had this Master System 2 and the Sonic pack in his collection, but I knew that the box was in pretty rough condition. So what he's going to do is I'm going to give him this for his collection, he's going to give me the Master System back that is in worse condition, and I'm going to sell that for probably nearly 70 quid, if not a little bit more than 70 quid. So I'm hoping at some point, all of these games that I've just shown you will be pretty much free, which is crazy because there is multiple £20 games there. A lot of value. But this box, as you can see, is pretty nice and nicer than the one that he has in his collection. It was all complete inside of its paperwork, as I said, and this will be an awesome addition to his collection because I know that his box is pretty rough. So for him to be able to upgrade it to this one is a big win for his collection, and also a big win for my collection. So as you can see, just so many retro games there. That buy was absolutely crazy, all at 50p each, and that box Master System as well. Such a great buy. And next one was when I went to Miso Games, which is a great gaming shop, and bought my rarest and most expensive console I've ever bought. Now in today's video, I've bought the most expensive and rarest item to add to my collection I've ever bought. I've wanted this console for over 10 years and I've finally been able to pick one up, which is absolutely incredible. And the place I did this at was at Miso Games, which is an amazing gaming shop that I'd highly recommend you visit, as it is an absolutely amazing shop. So the console that I bought this time, I bought the console, which is boxed and in really, really good condition, and also two really cool games to add to the collection for the new collection that I'm starting for this console as well. So I cannot wait to show you this video. But now let me show you the absolutely amazing console that I bought to add to the collection. So the console that I bought is right here, and as you can see, this is a complete in box in really, really good condition Panasonic 3DO.
Have you experienced the awesome power of the Panasonic Real 3DO system? Obviously. The intense realism of Panasonic Real 3DO. Apparently. Or the mind-blowing graphics of Panasonic Real 3DO. Definitely. Cool. The Real 3DO system from Panasonic.
And this has been something that I've wanted to add to the collection for so many years, and I cannot believe I've finally managed to pick one up. I've been putting a lot of money aside for a while to hopefully find one of these, and when I saw one of these in Miso Games, I could not believe it. I honestly did not know they had one in stock. I was not expecting it, and when I saw it on the shelf, I could not believe it. When I first started collecting years ago, probably over 10 years ago now, I always dreamt of having an Atari Jaguar, a Panasonic 3DO, and also an Amiga 32, all lined up. And I now have two of the three of those consoles. I have an Atari Jaguar already, and now have a 3DO, which is just absolutely incredible. And I'm so excited to finally have one of these in the collection. as I've wanted one for so many years. And as you can see, this box is actually in really good condition as well. The front and the back are exactly the same on these, but that doesn't bother me at all. It's just the fact that it's in this good condition is obviously the main thing for me. As you can see, the top of the box there as well. Really excited to have this. And also inside, it's got all of its paperwork, all of its baggies. It's super clean as well. So I'll do a little bit of overlay of the console because it is really heavy and I definitely don't want to be dropping it. But as you can see, this is such a nice console, and I still think this console feels so premium. It literally feels like one of the most well-built consoles I've ever used, which is a really good thing. And it is in such good condition. As you can see, this top panel here, which on a lot of them get all scratched up and stuff, is in absolutely amazing condition. So absolutely over the moon to find such a clean one. I don't think I could find a cleaner one than this. Now this console was £288, and I think for the condition this is in, I think that's a really good price, to be honest. So the first thing in the box that I want to show you apart from the console is the little baggie with the actual like user manual for the console, and all of this is in such good condition. Like there's no like tears or rips to the manual inside at all. Do a bit of overlay again. It's just so incredibly clean, which is really good. And this did help me because I had to tune this in. It was quite hard to tune into my CRT, so it was actually a really handy thing that it came with this. So very pleased that it came with that. But there was also a lot of other really cool stuff inside this box. So it comes with this little drawer, as you can see here, that you can pull out from the console and you can look inside this. And there's also really nice stuff in here. And again, I just cannot like mention enough how well this console is packaged. Now obviously the reason this didn't sell well is it was so expensive back in the day. It was one of the most expensive consoles you could get at the time, and there wasn't very many good games released for it at the time, so nobody really bought it compared to the competition at the time. So a nice thing this console comes with, as you can see here, is the sampler CD, which I'll be honest, I haven't actually tried yet because I have only played the 2 games that I've got for it. I've got 2 games this time, which I'll show you at the end of this video, both pretty cool games. I'll pop that up there for a bit. So all of the wires, as you can see here, are in their plastic bags. I have took this out and played the console quite a bit, but for the purpose of this video, I really wanted to keep it complete in box and show you what it would have been packaged like back in the day. Then also we have the controller here, and this controller is so nice. So as you can see, here's the controller here. Now holding it and using it for a little while now, I'd say the main sort of thing that it reminds me of is probably a Sega Saturn controller. It's got that same sort of feel and same build quality to it. And as you can see, this is also in really clean condition. But the weirdest thing about this console, and there's many weird things about the 3DO, but one of the weirdest things is you can take this little cap off the controller here, and there is a port in the top of the controller. So if you wanted to play multiplayer, which at the minute for me is impossible because I only have one controller, is you would take the cap off the top of the controller and plug the other controller port into that bit on the top. So you basically have your like player 2's controller in the top of your controller, which is really strange but quite cool at the same time. But I think that is such a smart controller. I still think this looks really good still today. And as like I said, and I've said this so many times now, in amazing condition. And the box even comes with all of its polystyrene and little plastic baggies as well, which is just absolutely great. For being a little bit of a fussy collector, it's great that this stuff is actually properly complete in box. And I am so pleased to pick this up. I've wanted one of these for over a decade, and I don't think I could ask for a better example. I also bought 2 games for it this time, as you can see here, and these sort of cases are similar to sort of PS1 dual cases, or maybe a little bit like Sega Mega CD cases, and these are in really good condition as well. So the first game is a little bit less exciting, so I'll show you that one first, but I found this to be really fun and ran really well on the console, and that is FIFA Soccer on the Panasonic 3DO. Now this was a really fun game. I could not believe quite how well this ran, so was really pleased I picked this one up, and it was only £12. And the main reason why I picked this one up, to be honest, is it was one of the cheaper games they had there, and obviously just spending nearly £300 on the console, I was after a couple of quite cheaper games to buy for the console after spending that much money. So FIFA Soccer was a great game to pick, and as I said, it ran so well on the console. And inside, the disc is absolutely pristine, and the manual is also in really good condition as well. So for 12 quid, I was really pleased to buy that as my first ever Panasonic 3DO game. And the other game that I bought that was a lot more fun in my opinion, and again I thought ran really well, and that is the Need for Speed. Now this one was a little bit more, this one was £28, but again it's in really good condition. And if you watch the channel for any amount of time, you know I absolutely love my driving games. So when I saw this one there, I knew I wanted to pick this one up. And this one is also in really good condition. I'll show you inside in a minute. But I thought this game looks really, really good, even still today. I think this game's aged really, really well. And it was a really fun one. You can drive so quick on this game, but the console keeps up with it absolutely fine. So if you do have a 3DO or have any means of playing these games, I would really, really recommend the Need for Speed. It's a very, very fun game, one that I was really impressed with. And inside, as I said, the disc on this one is in really, really good condition, as is the manual. And this is the game that I've definitely played the most. I've played this quite a few times. I played FIFA a couple of times as well, but I played the Need for Speed quite a few times. An absolutely amazing game. But to go to Miso Games this time and add a Panasonic 3DO to the collection, and 2 new games to start off that collection being the Need for Speed and FIFA Soccer is absolutely amazing. And I cannot believe, after 10 years of always wanting one, I've finally added one to the collection and I'm absolutely thrilled with it. Obviously, if you've been watching the channel for a little while, you'll know I've been thinning out my collection so much lately, getting rid of a lot more of my sort of modern games and games that I don't care overly much about. And that's because I've been hoping to add one of these to the collection for ages. There was sort of 2 consoles I'm hoping to add for ages. It was the Panasonic 3DO and also the Atari 2600. Because obviously you've got to get rid of stuff to make way for new stuff. And I have added an Atari 2600 to the collection and I'm loving playing that as well. But now to have a Panasonic 3DO to the collection as well, it's just absolutely crazy. But yeah, as I said, I cannot recommend Miso Games enough. I'll leave all of their shop details at the end of this video, as it's such an amazing shop, and if you can go down there and visit it, please do. It's absolutely amazing and you won't be disappointed. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like and please subscribe to my channel Retrohead. I still can't believe I'm even making this video and that I finally own a Panasonic 3DO. It's just absolutely insane. So as you can see, I bought a Panasonic 3DO, something I'd wanted in the collection for so many years, so I was so excited to buy that when I went to Miso Games that time. And the final one is when I went on holiday, I went to the Retro Vault, which was a shop that I was not expecting to be as good as it was. On that holiday, I went to Doorway to Darkness, Kenny's and a few other gaming shops like that. But the final visit of the holiday, on the final day, was the Retro Vault, and it was an absolutely incredible shop, as you can see from the video now. Absolutely full of some of the most insane retro gaming stuff I've ever seen.
Let's go!
Hey guys, it's Retrohead here, welcome back to another video. So as you can see, I'm not where I normally stand, and that is because currently at the time of recording this, I'm actually on holiday at Forest Holidays, which I'll tell you a bit more about in a minute. But by the time you see this, I will have been home for a little while, but at the time of recording, I'm currently on holiday, and I've just been to one of my most favourite gaming shops I've ever been to, and that is the Retro Vault. Now, one of the best things about this is where I'm based right now at Forest Holidays, Sherwood Forest. Retro Vault is literally a 10-minute drive from here, and it's an absolutely incredible gaming shop that if you ever can visit, I cannot recommend more. It's absolutely amazing. Now, I bought absolutely loads of games here this time, from the GameCube to the DS, the SNES, so much awesome stuff. So what I'll do is I'll show you the shop footage, and then we'll come back here and I'll show you what I bought. There's some amazing stuff here. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and please subscribe to my channel Retrohead. But without further ado, let's go to the Retro Vault. So here I am walking up to the Retro Vault, and I cannot wait to show you what they've got inside this shop, as the stuff they have is absolutely crazy. So much stuff that I've never seen before, so much rare retro gaming stuff is actually incredible. But as always, if you see anything that sort of like sticks out to you, let me know in the comments down below if there's anything like you would have picked up or anything you would have added to your collection. But also let me know in the comments if you've actually ever been to this shop before, because obviously I've only ever been here once before, and I shan't be going back anytime soon, obviously, because it's so far away from me. But I just wish this shop was so much closer, because I would be heading here all the time. It literally was absolutely amazing. Like, just look at the stuff in this window, all of these special edition consoles. And yeah, as I said, I've picked up so much awesome stuff to add to the collection from here this time. I've been to quite a few different shops on this holiday, but this was the last one that I went in, so I sort of knew how much cash I had left. So yeah, spent quite a bit in here. So here we are inside the shop, and as you can see, this is just absolutely amazing. There is so much cool stuff in here. And one of the main things about this shop, I had loads of modern games and loads of retro games and anything in between. So whatever sort of like era of gaming you collect for, you will find stuff you want in this shop, because it is just that good. But as I said at the start of the video, this is just the bottom floor. There is 2 floors to this shop, and the top floor is where they have the most insane retro stuff. So make sure you stick around and see what they have up there. But obviously I filmed the GameCube shelf first. I bought so many GameCube games from here this time. I think it was about 10 or 11 games, and some really good ones of that as well. So again, make sure you stay tuned for the pickups of this video. But as I said, if there's anything that you would have picked up, let me know in the comments down below. check out all of those boxed consoles, but also all of these complete and boxed N64 games and loose N64 games. Such an incredible selection. But it wasn't just games in this shop, they also had quite a few different glass cabinets with some really cool retro toys in. A few modern toys, but mainly retro toys, which is obviously quite a lot cooler, so that was a really good thing to see as well. So when I first went in the shop and saw all of the cool stuff in the downstairs, I could not believe how good it was. But then I saw it wasn't upstairs, and when I got to the top of the stairs, I was genuinely shocked of how cool this place was. Absolutely rammed with amazing stuff up here, but not too full like you couldn't see it. It was absolutely full of amazing stuff, but was so neat at the same time. And it was absolutely amazing to walk around here. Like, there was a Box 32X there. You never see those in the box. Lots of cool Atari stuff. I mean, the amount of cool stuff upstairs in this shop is absolutely incredible. And I had to resist not picking up even more stuff than I already bought. And I probably already bought too much already, to be fair, but I just could not help myself. So much amazing stuff in this one shop. It was also nice to see a shop selling VHSs, which is not something you actually see very often, just because I don't think many people collect these anymore, but yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool thing to see this many for sale in this shop. Now, this isn't anything that I collect, but they had absolutely loads of these promotional copies of games for the Xbox 360, which is not something that you see very often. But moving down on this shelf here into the glass cabinet underneath was two things I was not expecting to see, an Atari Jaguar and an Amiga CD32 next to each other. Now I do have an Atari Jaguar myself, and I do actually think it's quite an underloved console that people don't talk about very much, but I don't have an Amiga CD32 and I'd absolutely love to have one of these at some point, as they look like such cool consoles. I've never played one before, so if you have played one before, have any experience with an Amiga CD32, please leave a comment down below on any like cool games or anything, so I would absolutely love to know more about the console, but you just hardly ever see them. There was also some very nice Game Gear stuff in this glass cabinet. There's even cool stuff in this shop right up to the ceiling. As you can see, a SNES Super Scope and two GameCubes all boxed up there. And these Game Boy Colors on this shelf look really cool all together, and these Game Boy Pockets as well. They also had some very nice Game Boy games in here as well, and they all looked in really clean condition, which is obviously a really good thing to see. And here we have yet another boxed GameCube here, being the Mario Kart Double Dash version, which is the one that I do have in my collection. I do think that's a super cool console, but also you may have seen that downstairs in this shop they had a Pokemon bundle one, which was just absolutely amazing to see. You don't see those very often at all. And that pink TV was actually quite cool, but very bright. But here we have a Nokia N-Gage and also a complete unboxed Atari Lynx, which is just absolutely amazing to see. Again, something I'd love to have in the future, but they are obviously very expensive consoles. This Jungle Green N64 complete in the box was absolutely amazing. So as you can see, that was the upstairs of the shop, and it was absolutely amazing. So much cool stuff up there. But now I want to head back down to the bottom of the shop because there's still so much more shopping and looking around to do. But as you can see, here's a bit of better view of the top consoles up here. These were absolutely amazing. That Toys R Us N64 and the FIFA SNES and things like that. Just so amazing to see consoles like that. You just don't see them hardly ever anymore. And here's another glass cabinet with some toys here. I know quite a lot of you collect like the retro toys, so I thought I'd film these. Not anything I know overly much about. Do buy the odd sort of thing like this, but not that much, so just thought I'd film this while I was here. But then if you look at this next bit of footage, these consoles across the top of these shelves are amazing as well. A lot more Sega here, and also a boxed Mega CD, which is something that you don't see very often at all. But as I said at the start of the video, it's not just retro games, it's also modern games that they sell, and they had quite a good PS5 selection here, but they also had absolutely loads of PS4 games. There were so many cool games on this bottom shelf here, and I did actually add one of those Super Nintendo games to my collection, and it's a game that I've been looking for absolutely years. Here we have even more consoles here, these ones all being boxed. We have another Jaguar, which is just crazy that a shop has got 2 Atari Jaguars. That is just something you do not see very often at all. And here we have the PS2 selection. There was absolutely loads of games here. Now I didn't film all of these shelves individually, otherwise the video would just be way too long, but you can sort of pause the video and zoom in, because there was some really good titles here. Now this was an awesome item they had in the shop this time, a boxed Sega Saturn but the Virtua Fighter edition. I've never seen one of them before and it was so cool. But look at all of these Sega Saturn games they have here. You never see shops with this many Saturn games, and it is again just such a good thing to see. And also all of these complete and boxed Jaguar games as well, and even more Saturn stuff. This little shelf here had so much good stuff on it. As you can see here, I'm just sort of trying to get a little pan of the shop so you can sort of get a feel for the place, or if you do come here yourselves, I would highly recommend it if you can, as it's such a cool shop. But yeah, I think this place is definitely worth a visit for any retro game collector. You'll definitely find stuff you want to add to your collection here. Probably, to be honest, you'll find too much stuff you want to add to your collection and end up buying too many games, which is probably what I did this time. It was very cool to see a boxed Pocket Station just out on the shelf, and for 50 quid, I thought that was a pretty good deal. As you can see here, there was some absolutely amazing Pokemon stuff in this glass cabinet here. Now, I'm not really the biggest Pokemon collector, but I can imagine there was a lot of money's worth of Pokemon games in this cabinet. And if you're a Pokemon fan watching this, you're probably thinking that I've just missed loads of really cool games, but Pokemon just sort of passes me by. I don't really know what I'm doing with that sort of thing. But that was the Retro Vault. I had an absolutely amazing time looking around this shop, and I bought so much cool stuff to add to the collection. And make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video, because that's when I'll be showing you the GameCube games. And I picked up some absolutely amazing GameCube games from here that I'm so pleased with. But I know I've said this so many times in this video, but this shop is absolutely incredible, and it's definitely worth a visit. But now let's head back to the lodge and take a look at those pickups. So as you can see, I'm back from the Retro Vault. As I said, I cannot recommend that shop enough. I absolutely love looking around. The people that run it are so friendly, really helpful and really friendly. So absolutely incredible shop. If you can visit, please do. It's absolutely amazing. And as I said, I bought so much cool stuff. It's on the chair next to me, and there's loads of stuff to go through here. There's, I think, either 10 or 11 GameCube games. A very nice SNES game, couple of Game Boy Advance games, some DS stuff. So much cool stuff to show you this time. So I guess I'll just start with, maybe I'll start with the SNES game, because there's so much to show you here. So the first game that I bought on the SNES is Kirby's Ghost Trap. And this has been a game that I've wanted to pick up for quite a long time, because it's always been a game that I fancy playing, so I read a little bit on the back about this one. Trapped. The call is heard in the hills and the valleys throughout Dreamland. The people of the country hold their breath in wonder. The first annual Dreamland's Ghost Trap competition has begun. So as you can see, it sounds so cool. Obviously we've seen a bit of gameplay footage now. I've always fancied playing this one, but never found the right copy for me to pick up. But I bought this one for £50, and it is complete in the box. The box isn't the best Super Nintendo box, but it certainly is pretty good. I'd give it maybe a 7 out of 10, but for £50 I think that's a really good price for this game, so I was very happy to pick this one up. And I will show you inside as well, because inside it is complete with the manual, as I said, and the cartridge is really clean as well. So as you can see, there is the manual. It's pretty clean, a little bit creased at the back, but I'll be able to get that out absolutely fine. And the colours in the manual are really nice as well. And then also the cartridge, as you can see here, and this is in really good condition, so very happy to pick this one up. For the first game that I bought from this shop, I think this is absolutely great, as I've wanted to play this for so long. And if you know anything about this one, please do let me know in the comments down below, because obviously I still haven't played this game before, because I'm still on holiday and I don't have a Super Nintendo with me, obviously, so really look forward to playing this one when I get home. It looks like a very good game, but if you know anything about this one, as I said, please do let me know in the comments down below. But very happy to pick this one up. The next game is a Game Boy Advance game. This is one that I always fancy playing as well, and this one was only £10 complete in box, and that is Rayman Advance on the Game Boy Advance. As I said, it looks like a really good game. It was one that I've always wanted to play, so when I saw it there for £10 complete in box, I thought now was the time to pick it up. So again, I'll read you a little bit on the back about this one. Tons of wonderful animations, 14 active support characters, 62 levels of challenging gameplay, gorgeous looking worlds, amazingly detailed universes. Rayman Advance just pushes your Game Boy Advance to the limit. And the graphics on the back of this one look absolutely amazing as well, but I always thought that about the PS1 version. Obviously some PS1 games have aged not great and some have aged really well, but I do think the original Rayman on PS1 still looks great today, so I cannot wait to play this one. As I said, for only £10, complete in box. I was really happy to find this one. It's been one I've been looking for a little while as well, so really happy to find that one. Next up, I'll show you one of the DS games, and this one was only £4. It's complete in box and in very good condition, and that is Mr. Driller Drill Spirits. Now, ever since I picked up Mr. Driller on the Game Boy Color, I always fancy playing this one on the DS, because I've seen a bit of gameplay footage of it on YouTube, and I thought it looked pretty good, but you don't see it that often. It's not like an uncommon game, I don't think, but you just don't see it that often, so I thought for £4, now's the time to pick it up. So I'll read you a little bit on the back about this one as well. You're guaranteed to dig it. Travel the world in search of your fellow drillers as you scramble to reach air capsules, rush to avoid fallen blocks, and race to avoid the extra characters in pulse pounding, puzzle solving panic. And the characters on the back of this game look great as well. As I said, I've played this one on the Game Boy Color because I've had that for a little while now, and it was a really good game, so I thought the DS version would be pretty fun as well. And it was also a really good game to just have because the DS is a really easy console to play. To pick that for £4, I thought it was a pretty good little find. So if you're not familiar with my channel, I collect for Nintendo, PlayStation, Atari and Neo Geo. My dad collects exclusively for Sega, and he bought Sega Game Gear games to add his collection for only £15, and that's the original Shinobi. This has been a game that he's wanted to pick up for quite a while, because I think it's one that he originally had back in the day, so to pick this up for £15 is a pretty good deal. The condition isn't the best on this one, but it's certainly not too bad. The front artwork looks really good. So I'll read you a bit about on the back about this one. In this action epic, you as Joe Murashi must use your special skills in the art of ninjutsu to free your fellow shinobis and destroy the City of Fear. So as you can see, just by that description, it sounds like a pretty fun game. Obviously the original Shinobi is like quite an iconic game now, really. Now inside this one is complete with the manual, which I will show you right now. As you can see, I'm not going to take it right out, but the cartridge is there and the manual is behind. Not the best condition on this one, but £15 is a really good price for this game, so he just couldn't resist picking this one up and adding it to his collection. It is a pretty cool one, and one that he used to play back in the day, so for him, £15 was a really good pickup. The next game that I picked up was a Game Boy Advance game for just a £5, boxed without the manual on this one, and that is Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX 2. Now, I've got this game on the GameCube, and I absolutely loved it. I think the Dave Mirra games are really good, and nobody really talks about them. Obviously, everybody talks about, like, Tony Hawk's, but you never really hear about these games. Obviously, this one doesn't have the manual, but for only £5, couldn't resist picking this one up. So yeah, I just thought it was a pretty fun game. There is a little bit of a tear in the front, but again, for only a £5, couldn't really resist, so I just thought I'd give this one a little play. If I'd seen it loose for a £5, I might have been tempted to pick it up, so to get it boxed, I was quite happy to find this one. Now the next thing I literally bought for just £1, and I actually bought this to test out a game on. So here I have Official PlayStation Magazine Demo 67, as you can see just there, all in there, all in really good condition. Now the reason why I bought this is this has a demo of Chicken Run on it, and it's been a game on the PS1 that I've wanted to play for a little while, but it's not like the cheapest PS1 game, and I wasn't actually sure if I was going to think it's a good game or not, so what I'll do is I'll play it on this demo, and if I think it is a good game, I will actually spend the money on it and probably buy it. But yeah, for only £1, I thought that was a pretty cool thing to find. Now I've just got a couple more things to show you before I show you those GameCube games, because I am so pleased with those. So the next game is a DS game that probably looks like rubbish to everyone watching this, but for me this has been a game I've wanted to pick up for a little while. Just because I got the original game, well, it's sort of like the original version of this, on the Super Nintendo a long time ago, and this sort of like kids franchise on TV used to be one of my most favourite things ever. So here I have Thomas and Friends Hero of the Rails on the Nintendo DS. Now I just couldn't resist picking this one up when I saw it. I absolutely loved Thomas when I was a kid, so to find this for £2 was an absolute bargain for me. And also in CEX, this is a £5, so to get it for under half CEX price, I think it's absolutely great. All complete inside, all in pretty good condition. So as I said, for just £2, considering it used to be one of my favourite things of all time, couldn't resist picking this one up. And the other thing I couldn't really resist was this little Nintendo promotional item. So here we have a sealed Mario Tennis Ultra Smash tennis ball. Now this is a really cool little thing to have. I always love picking things up like this. And as you can see, it actually says Mario Tennis Ultra Smash on the tennis ball as well. And if you can just about see through the plastic there, it says Nintendo on it as well. So really cool little thing to find for the collection. I absolutely love having stuff like this. Very random, but very cool. So next up I have the stack of GameCube games to show you, and as you can see there's absolutely loads to show you here. I think there's 11 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11 here. Now most of these are ones I just need for my GameCube full set, but a couple of these are Player's Choice ones that, no, just one of them actually is Player's Choice that I need for my Player's Choice collection, and a couple of them I just need to make my ones in better condition, so manuals and better discs and things like that. But most of these are ones that are going to go straight into the GameCube full set, and there are some pretty uncommon games here. So the first game is the game that I've wanted to play for absolutely ages now, and that is Disney's Magical Mirror starring Mickey Mouse. I think this was like an absolutely amazing game. This one was just £10, which I feel like is a pretty good deal for this game, as this one is complete and in good condition. The disc looks like it's hardly been used, which is a good thing obviously, so I'll read you a little bit on the back about this one. Join Mickey in a fun-filled adventure as he gets lost in the magical world inside his bedroom mirror. And you can actually use this game with the Game Boy Advance link cable as well, which I think is a really cool little thing. I will be doing that because I do actually have one of those cables at home. Now, as you can see, there's a bit of sticker damage on the case, but that's not on the paper. It does actually look like it's on the paper, but it is literally just on the case, so that'll come off absolutely fine. And for £10, I think that's a pretty good deal. And also, it is a Capcom game as well, so yeah, developed by Capcom, which I think is pretty cool as well. So, as you can see, all in really good condition inside there. So I was very happy to find this one, as CEX don't actually have very many copies of this in stock at the moment. It's one that they always have a few of, but not very many, so for £10, very happy to find this one. Now the next game isn't actually in an official GameCube case, but I only bought this one for the manual because I need the manual for my one, and that is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And this one was just £5, and I think that's a pretty good deal for this game, so I think this is a little bit more in CEX. I think it might be like a £6, £7, £8 game, something like that, not quite sure actually, but yeah, I'm not going to include too much gameplay footage of this because I have already picked this one up on the channel before, obviously. And it is quite a fun little game. I played it a little bit, nothing particularly crazy, but the reason why I picked this one up is, as you can see inside, the manual is very clean. So I'll just be putting the manual inside my one. And I've got a friend who's just started collecting for the GameCube, so I'll probably give this one to him, but I'll keep the manual out of this one for my collection. But yeah, a pretty cool little game, one that you don't actually see that often. Now this next game is one that I'm really excited to play, and that is on the GameCube again, obviously, and that is Donald Duck Quack Attack. Now I always thought this one looked like a good game, but this game is a hard game to find. Now at the time of recording this, I don't actually think CEX had any of these in stock, so obviously a pretty uncommon one. I think this looks like a really fun game, one that I'm really looking forward to playing, so I'll read you a little bit on the back about this one. Obviously you'll be seeing some gameplay footage now. Donald Duck is on a quest. He has to save the kidnapped Daisy from the clutches of the evil magician Murloc. And if this wasn't bad enough, he has to hurry. Donald must reach Daisy before his cousin Gladstone Gander. So as you can see, it sounds like a pretty cool game. Obviously a game that's aimed more towards kids, but I think a lot of adults would enjoy this one as well, and I think I will as well. Now as you can see, inside, complete with the manual, and the disc is pretty clean. I think the disc was clean on this one. This is one of the ones I was a bit more picky about just because this is one I'm so excited to play. Yeah, the disc is really clean. So to get this for 20 quid, I do think it's a really good deal, because I'm very happy to have this one. Now this next game doesn't actually have the manual, but because it's a player's choice game, one that I do already have complete in box on the original Black Label, I'm always not too worried about the player's choice ones, because I've already got an example of this one complete in box. And that is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets for £5. Now this one on the player's choice is not a very common one to find. Near enough every time you see this is actually on the Black Label. And I've been going for the player's choice set for probably a year and a half to 2 years now, and not seen this one on player's choice yet, so to see this one on player's choice was really good for me for only a £5. As I said, no manual on this one, just the case and the disc, but pretty happy to have it for only a £5. I think it's a really good price, and not one you see very often on the player's choice label. Now this next game I got for a £5 to completely replace the copy that I had, because I recently checked this because I went to go back and play it, and it has no manual, but the disc is actually all cracked on the spindle, which is a real shame, but it's only a £5 to get a better condition copy of Freak Style on the GameCube. So I have played this one before, and it is a really good little game, but one that sort of nobody really mentions. But obviously, as I've said loads of times on my channel, I love sort of racing games, motocross games, motorbike games, anything like that. So there's not much to read about on this one, so I won't read you anything about it. I'll show you a bit of gameplay footage, obviously. And it is a really fun little game. If you do see this one for about the £5 mark, even a little bit more, I think it's definitely worth a pick up. And inside, this one is much cleaner than mine, obviously complete with the manual, so very happy to find this one. And it's not actually one that you see overly often, so to find this one for a £5 I do think was a really good little find. But this shop had a really good GameCube selection. There was actually more stuff that I needed, but I didn't want to spend absolutely loads in there this time. I've already bought other stuff, obviously, like that Kirby game. I didn't have enough money to just go absolutely crazy, so I just picked up the ones that I thought were a little bit rarer, and you don't see Freak Style that often, so you have a condition upgrade for this one. It was a really good deal. The next game is one that I've never actually played before, but I have played a few other of these games on the GameCube, because this is the 4th one I have of this franchise now, and that is X-Men 3, the official video game. Now this one is meant to be a really good one. I've heard very good things about this from quite a few different people. And this one was only £12, and this one is really clean as well, so this one was one I knew I was definitely going to pick up. And you don't see this one very often. I'm not actually sure how many more X-Men games I need on the GameCube now. I think this one might actually be all of them. I'm not quite sure. I know I did have 3, and this is my 4th one now. So I would like to think there's not many more, because 4 on one console is quite a lot. But as you can see inside this one, really clean. Disc is in good condition, and also the manual as well. I think the disc was really clean on this one. I'll just have a quick check. Yeah, the disc literally looks unused on that. And then the manual literally looks unread as well. So find that for £12, I think was a really good price. But if you've played this game, let me know what it's like in the comments down below. Now, with me going for the GameCube full set, it's my favourite console of all time, and I would absolutely love to play virtually every game on the console, but this is one of the very few games that I think looks absolutely terrible, but it was only £4, and that is Charlie's Angels. Now, I don't know anything about this game, but I did a little bit of research about it, and it seems to be like a fighting game of the people from Charlie's Angels, but I don't even know who these people are. I'm reading a bit on the back here, because I don't know nothing about this. Join Natalie, Dylan and Alex for the ultimate Charlie's Angels experience. So if you have ever played this game, please do let me know what it's like. This copy is a little bit scratched, but I won't be playing it anytime soon, so I'm not too worried. It is complete with the manual as well, but it's one that you don't see very often at all. I think CEX, at the time of recording, I've only got one of these in stock, so for £4, for the collection it was a really good buy, but I can imagine this is going to be an absolutely terrible game. But who knows, it might actually be a really good one. The next game is another one that you don't see that often on the GameCube, and that is Knockout Kings 2003. Now, I do really like boxing games, so this one will be one that I play probably quite soon. And obviously it's got Lennox on the front there, which looks absolutely awesome. And this one is complete in box, and this one is in really good condition. I think this disc was really clean. Yeah, everything about this one is in really good condition. So for £4, I do think that was a really good price, because obviously like, you can get these games for like £5 on eBay and places like that. But the reason why I don't buy the cheap games on eBay is, number one, obviously it's more fun to buy them in person and go out to these shops. And the other reason is you've obviously got to pay like £5 for the game. I paid only £4 for this one. But then you've got to pay postage on all of them. It's the same with CEX. Like you can buy this for like £4 from CEX probably. But you then got to pay £2.95 postage, which is just crazy. And on like a lot of games, if you buy like 10 games, that's £30 postage, which is just like not really justified, I don't think. So to find this one in there for £4 for the collection and for playing is a really good find. This next GameCube game is one that I've actually tried to pick up before, because I have seen this once before but it didn't actually have the manual, and this one was £20, and this one is quite hard to find on the GameCube, and that is Monster House. Now, I don't really know anything about this game, so if you do know anything about it or you've played it or anything like that, please do let me know in the comments down below, because I know nothing about this one. But I have tried to pick this one up before, and I just it didn't have the manual, and I haven't found any copies of it since, so I think this is a pretty uncommon game, so I was happy to find this one for £20. So I'll read you a bit on the back about this one. It says, "Oh no, old man Ned Brecker's house is eating everything and anyone who gets near it, and Halloween is almost here, so grab your water blaster, gather up your courage, and get ready to explore the monster house." So it sounds like a pretty fun game, one that I'll definitely get around to playing at some point, because I'm really intrigued to see what this one is like, but I just know nothing about it. So again, if you do know anything about Monster House on the GameCube, please do let me know, as it looks like a really good one. But this one is complete, the disc is really clean, and the manual is also there as well, so this will probably be the one of the first GameCube games I play when I get back, either that or Donald Duck, because I think they both look like really fun games. Now this next game is another one that CEX currently only have one other one in stock at the time of recording this, so it is quite hard to find, I guess, and that is Tarzan's Free Ride on the GameCube. Now I've heard a few people say this is a pretty good game, and don't know overly much about it, I've never seen the film or anything like that, but the artwork on the front does look really cool. So I'll read you a little bit on the back about this one as well. So we have Tarzan's peaceful jungle world falls prey to a mad Victorian scientist and his vicious poachers in this gripping sequel to Disney's Tarzan animated film. And there is so much nature here, literally just as I'm reading this, a jay landed right next to me just then, which was actually really cool. I've put quite a few seeds and nuts on the back of the fence, as you can sort of see. So there's been quite a lot of nature. There might even be some behind me right now. I can't actually see obviously because I'm looking at the camera, but Tarzan on the GameCube is one that I'm very happy to have. As I said, you don't see this game very often at all. This disc does have some light surface scratches, but it'll play absolutely fine, and the manual is in very good condition as well. So this was one that I wasn't actually expecting to see there, but yeah, was very pleased when I saw it. And the final GameCube game that I have here was only £8, and I think that's a pretty good deal for this game, and that is the Men in Black 2 Alien Escape. Now, I know nothing about the Men in Black, I've never seen the film, but obviously I would like to play the GameCube game, because I'd like to play as many as I can, as I just said. So I'll read you a little bit on the back about this one as well, because as I said, I don't know much about this one at all. Equipped with an arsenal of unearthly ammo, it's up to Agents J and K to save the Earth from the scum of the universe yet again. So slip on your shades, choose your favourite Men in Black, and wield all 6 of his super cool anti-alien weapons. So as you can see, this one sounds like a really cool game. Again, if you played it, please do let me know anything about it in the comments down below. And this one is complete in really good condition as well. The disc looks unused, and the manual looks unused as well. So this was a really good one to pick up, and this is the final GameCube game I have to show you, but to buy 11 GameCube games for one shot is absolutely amazing. Now obviously they're not all ones I need for the full set, one of them is a player's choice game and some of them are to make condition upgrades, but I think there is quite a few going in the full set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 going in the full set and a couple of condition upgrades and a player's choice, so to To see that in one shop is absolutely brilliant. And the final things I have to show you is some really cool comics. Now, I don't collect many comics, but I'm really into the Thundercats, and these are original 1987 issues. I think they're all 1987. Two of them are 1987, and two of them are 1988. As I said, they're proper original Thundercats comics. Now this one's one of my favourite ones because on the back it has a really cool little Lego advertising bit there, as you can see, which I think is super cool. But I'll just show you a bit on the front about these, because I know this isn't gaming related, but I do think they're quite cool. This one on the back has got some really cool little Action Force advertising bit as well, which is quite nice. And we have this one here. And finally this one here, which is just really cool artwork on these, so I was very happy to find these, and they are in really good condition as well. And obviously you don't see these very often, because a lot of people are just like throwing these in the bin, so they would have been cheap to pick up back in the day, so a lot of people wouldn't really have kept these, and in this good condition, I had to pick some of these up and add them to the collection, although I don't really collect comics. These are so cool. So that were the pickups this time from the Retro Vault. I don't know if I'll ever get back to visiting that shop, because obviously I'm a long way from home. I would love to go back in the future though, because it's literally one of my most favourite gaming shops I've ever been to. It's absolutely amazing. And as I said, if you can ever visit, it's totally worth it. It's such a good shop, and the people there are so friendly. The prices are great, and they have so much incredible stuff. Like, a lot of that stuff I've never even seen before, and I've been to so many gaming shops, but there was some incredible stuff in that shop. So if you can go down there and visit, please do. You won't regret it. It's an absolutely amazing shop. But thank you very much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, please subscribe to my channel, Retrohead. I'll see you on the next one. Bye! But as you can see, this is a lovely backdrop to film in. Like, the views here are absolutely beautiful, and as you can see, there is a hot tub as well, which is obviously very nice, but there is loads of nature here as well, which is really nice. Like, as you can hear, there's a robin in that tree there singing. I don't know if you can quite see that in there, but yeah, this is just such a nice place to be. Really nice to be out in the countryside. So that was the Retro Vault, an absolutely incredible shop, as you can see. It's so much cool stuff in that shop. And I even recorded the pickups while I was at the lodge, as you can see me in the forest there. And I bought some amazing stuff in that shop this time. So that was my 3 sort of like favourite moments of the channel in the last year. But I also want to talk about what I'm planning to do in the future with my collection. So I'm really planning on focusing on 2 consoles if I can. Not easy consoles to collect for 2 of my favourites. So the first one comes no surprise to you all, and that is the GameCube. If you're not familiar with the channel, I'm going for the full UK PAL GameCube set for the main goals in my collecting. And it's something I've wanted to have for so many years. And I'm well over halfway, but that sort of makes it harder, because most of the games that I see I do have now. But I am hoping to focus on the GameCube a lot more. And also the original Game Boy, a console that I love collecting for, as you can see behind me. But I only really collect complete and box Game Boy stuff. So I'd like to find a lot more Game Boy stuff in the future as well. But thank you very much for watching this video. As I said, if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and please subscribe to my channel, Retrohead. Thank you so much for all the support over the last 3 years. It really means a lot, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye!